Check out shows featuring conversations with today's thought leaders.
Hey guys, I'm about to go live on my weekly UnityOnlineRadio.org show. I'm going to be taking calls, 816-251-3555. That's 816-251-3555. I'm going to be doing readings.
Would you like to experience more peace and joy in your life through A Course in Miracles? Let Reverend Jennifer Hadley support
I'm online
you in
all day today.
powerful life lessons
It's a lot.
available through this
I didn't even
unique
get my hair
spiritual
done.
thought system that
Can't
teaches
get a
the way
hairdresser
to
right
love
now.
and
Hello,
peace
Sherry.
through forgiveness. Join
Who's there?
Jennifer
Say
every
hello if
Tuesday
you're
at 10
watching.
a.m. Central for A Course in Miracles. Living the love, walking the talk.
Hello,
to experience
Rumsey
the
Lily.
healing
Is
for
that Lily
yourself
Rumsey?
on Unity Radio, the voice of an
I think this is
awakening
us now. I'm
world.
going live now.
Call now with
Yes,
your question or
that's it.
comment. 816-251-3555. That's 816-251-3555.
Get in tune with the sun, moon, and stars. This is Astrology with Yasmin.
Hey everybody, it's Yasmin Boland here, best-selling Hay House author of books including Moonology and creator of the internationally best-selling Moonology Oracle cards. How are you on this bright and cheery afternoon? It's actually, I'm in London, England, where the weather has been a bit, what we say in French, comme ci, comme ça, a little bit half and half. We had blue skies and we've had overcast. I've been online all day. I did a broadcast this morning on my Facebook page. I did a special broadcast for my membership people, my beloved membership people. I just did a broadcast on the Hay House webpage, and now here I am on Unity Online Radio, coming to you live and direct. So I'm going to be talking about similar themes that I've talked about this morning, but it's basically what you need to know about the astrology for the week ahead, amongst other things. So let me start by saying we are in a healing cycle now. We're actually in the waning cycle of the moon, as you may have heard, the waning cycle of the moon. So that's going to be one of the themes that we have here today, talking about the waning cycle and what does it mean and how do we use it so that we actually can start to heal, and why is this a healing week? I will be going into that. I will also be taking your calls. There are already a couple of people waiting, but if you're in the States, or if you could just dial the States really easily, the number to dial is 816-251-3555. That's 816-251-3555. And sometimes I end up gas bagging away and I don't take enough calls. But I've promised myself today I will be taking at least 3 calls. And I'm going to attempt to take one from Facebook. So if you're watching on Facebook and you've got that little person, a little 2 people thing, you can click to request to be on. If you have a question about your chart, I'm going to try and take one from Facebook today, as well as taking them from my UnityOnlineRadio.org board as well. So let us start. Let's start with a card which is going to give us some ideas about what we need to know today. What do we need to know today? Actually, you know what? I'm going to use what I call my OG deck, my initial deck, my Moonology Oracle cards. What do we need to know today? What do the heavens want us to know today? So this is for you if you're watching live or you're watching the replay. I'm going to go with this one. What do the heavens want us to know today? Oh, my favorite card. So if this card is for you, if you're listening on Unity Online Radio, I want you to say this card is for me. And if you're watching on Facebook, I can see people already doing it. I want you to say this card is for me in the comments. I'll give you 3 seconds to do it. 3, 2, 1. Is this card for you? It's definitely for me. Woo! It's my favorite card, actually. It's the card of the new moon in Cancer with the message, you and your loved ones are safe. I mean, what more do we want than that? So that is a really, really important message. All right, so I can see someone who's saying they want to come on. Let's see if I can get them on and we can take a call in that way. Send invitation. I think I'm going to come through to Beatrice. Let me see. Otherwise, I'll take a call the old-fashioned way on the, it's kind of on the telephone. Let's see what's happening. Beatrice, let me see if I can get your surname. Beatrice Saribus. We're trying to get through to you. No, she declined. This happens all the time. I get these messages on Facebook saying, so-and-so wants to be on your video. So then I invite them on and they decline. So that doesn't make any sense to me. All right, let us instead go to the lines. 816-251-3555. Oh, hang on, let's try this. Someone else saying they want to be in it. I'm going to give this one more try. And after that, I give up. All right, this is Agnes Rieu or Agnes Rieu, depending on if you're French or Canadian or what. I'm trying to add you, Agnes. Or maybe it just doesn't work because it literally says she wants to join and then I'm hitting add. Nope, I don't think it's gonna work. Nope. Okay, can't do it. So let us go to line 1 where we have Donna. I'm just going to cut Agnes off then in case she suddenly comes through. Hello, Donna. You're here. You haven't declined my invitation.
No, hi, Yasmin. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Right. I'm just going to do your chart. What is it?
I'm happy I got through this week. I was waiting last week and I didn't.
Ah, well, there you go. That's why you should always persist. All good things come to those who wait, as they say. So, Donna, what is going on in your life right now? What would you like to talk about?
I'm trying to build my career. My job I was at ended unexpectedly, but I kind of feel like that's like a push from the universe to do my things because I paint and have a YouTube channel and I do some other things. So I want to kind of get all that stuff going.
So what's that? You paint?
Yeah.
And you have a YouTube channel of you painting, do you?
Yep. I paint on YouTube and I'm also a certified muralogist, so I'm doing some of that on my YouTube channel.
Ah, so Donna, what's your YouTube channel called?
It's called Dana Mungada, but it's spelled like the Indian way, D-H-A-N-A. Only on my channel, though.
D-H-A-N-A, Dana. Oh, because in America you say Dana, don't you? Not Donna, you say Dana. Oh, wow. Is that you in the picture? Is that you?
Yeah, with the moon out.
Yeah, you look amazing. Oh my God, everybody. Oh, and you've done an unboxing of my Moonology manifestation cards.
I sure did. I'm going to do a comparison video next, like a really specific one.
Oh, thanks, Donna. Thank you.
Now, people are asking all the time, right? They want to know what the difference is.
They want to know. They are, I would say, very different. All right, so you are wanting to know how to get your YouTube channel up and running. Is that right?
Yeah, and my art, just all the things I have to offer, because I just feel like it's really time, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get my own place and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. So have you had a bumpy couple of years? Have you had like an intense, very speedy few years, or has it all been calm and collected?
The last few years for me, I would say, have been hard. I'm just kind of coming out of it now. I mean, last year wasn't so bad, but I mean, as far as like how I feel inside, I feel kind of stuck. I have been feeling kind of stuck and off, like not myself, kind of.
Right, yeah. Because you actually had the planet of chaos, Uranus, going over the most personal point in your chart, your rising sign. So that is like going to be a bit of a bumpy ride at the end of the day. But you're through that now. You've had your Chiron return. So if you've had some emotional pain to deal with, hopefully you've well and truly dealt with that. I mean, what I could say is that right now you have Saturn and Jupiter in your 10th house of career, because you're Taurus rising. So basically you need to work really hard, and you do have the lucky planet on your side when it comes to your career, but it's literally all about hard work. So it's about good old graft. So, you know, doing your YouTube all the time, doing whatever it is you want to do, doing your art, it's just about GRAFT, graft, hard work. That's basically what you have to do right now, Donna. So I don't know how you feel about that. Hang on, let me just see. Are you okay with a bit of hard work?
Yes, I am. I've actually been doing quite a bit of things like into the wee hours and like, you know, dreaming about you. So yeah, I'm working hard on stuff. It just kind of feels like nothing's happening, but you know, I'm still gonna keep going.
Yeah, well, stuff is happening. But the thing is as well, is what I keep telling everyone, and in fact, I'm actually going to do a course. I've decided I'm definitely going to do it. I asked Hey House if they wanted to do it. They said, no, we can't do this, but you do it. So I'm like, all right. About marketing for spiritual businesses, because I'm really into it, as everybody knows. And, you know, it's just about letting people know you're out there. Like I've now subscribed to your channel. Although I have to say, you've got Moonology, the meeting of the moon, astrology for conscious creation. Oh, very nice. Okay. So, you know, basically, you need to let people know that you exist. So, you know, and that takes a few little tricks that are not hard to discover. You just need to like look at, you know, digital marketing 101. People need to know you exist in order to buy your stuff, because what you're putting down is obviously gorgeous. So you just need to let people know that you're there. So I've pulled you a card, Donna. Would you like to know what it is?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, well, I don't know how much of a regular reader or listener you are, but if you're a regular reader or listener, you will know this card very well because it came up about 20,000 times last year. It's the new moon in Leo card that says confidence is the key to your success. Confidence is the key to your success. So the cards are telling you basically you have to be confident.
All right. Thank you.
There is no silver bullet for this stuff. You have to do the work. It's just that simple. Donna, are you with me on Facebook? Were you watching on Facebook by any chance?
I am watching on Facebook.
Okay, so someone's saying put your website, your YouTube address in the comments so everybody can find you and, you know, sign up for you.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
And that's part of having confidence. The new moon in Leo is really about putting yourself out there. Leo is the sign of Hollywood, okay? It's the sign of the superstar, you know. But you I mean, on the one hand, you know, like, of course, we love people who are humble and whose work speaks for itself and all that. On the other hand, the bottom line is, if people don't know you exist, they can't watch your videos. You know, they can't buy your paintings. So
absolutely right.
You have to get that in your head. And I'm just looking at your chart here. So you're a Cancerian like me. So, you know, you might be a bit of an introvert, maybe a bit of a stay-at-home, although you look pretty groovy in your videos, I have to say. But you just have to put yourself out there is the thing.
Okay.
You don't sound very happy about this, young lady.
No, I am. I'm totally fine about it. I'm smiling. I'm trying to, I'm listening, and I'm trying to get the link. Here we
Okay.
go. Okay.
But
I really appreciate everything you said because, like the things that have been going on with me the past, few years, like what you talked about though in my chart makes perfect sense. Yeah.
But you need to get that you need to shine your light. That's what this card says. It says shine your light. You have a light to shine. You look amazing. I've seen you on the video now. You look amazing. You just need to put yourself out there. And it's hard. And it's a good 18 months trajectory before you even start to see results often. But it's worth it. And confidence is your key to success.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the time you spent talking to me.
You are so very welcome, madame. Thank you for calling in. All right. So there we go. If you would like, okay, brilliant. Donna's put her YouTube channel on to Facebook if you're watching on Facebook. And if you're not, you can hop over to Facebook on my Yasmin Boland page and you will find her info. So, let me tell you about something going on in my life right now, which I hope can help you. If you are a regular listener, you will know about this because I've been talking about almost nothing else for the past 5 days, but it's because it's a big deal and it's only happens once a year at most. It may never happen again. About a year ago, it was a year ago last October, I went to a beautiful place in England called Bath, actually just outside of Bath, B-A-T-H, and it's a very old city. It was actually occupied by the Romans hundreds or thousands of years ago. I guess hundreds of years ago, maybe 1,500 years ago. I'm not good at history. My son's the history expert in our family. Anyway, I went there because it was actually in like a brief period between everyone being in England or London being locked down and not being allowed to leave the house. And also, and then again, Christmas, where we couldn't leave the house, and Christmas last year in England basically got cancelled. We had a great time, but it was just, we couldn't go and see any friends or anything. Anyway, we had this period in about August, September when we were allowed to do stuff. And during that time, I went to Bath with Hay House, my publishers, and we spent 3 days recording an online course to tell everything that you ever wanted to know about moonology, but were afraid to ask. So everything from what does it mean if the new moon is in this sign or Aries or Gemini or Libra or Scorpio, or next month, for example, in 10 days, it's going to be the new moon eclipse in Sagittarius. What does that mean? What does that mean for you? Because even though you might not be Sagittarius, it means something for you. It's going to trigger a particular part of your chart. It might trigger your love zone or your money zone or your career zone. And we looked at things like, what is astrology? What is moonology? What is a horoscope? How do you work out when the moon is void of course? What does it even mean when the moon is void of course? Why should you not be making wishes when the moon is void of course? What about the power of wishes, the power of intention, rituals? I did a fire ceremony, full moon forgiveness, new moon intentions. Amazing, amazing course. Why the moon is a cosmic timer. It's got nothing to do with the planets giving us pulling on us with their gravitational thing. Nah, don't buy that at all. The moon is a cosmic timer. What about working with the moon? Why did they used to kill people 500 years ago for doing this kind of stuff? So if you are interested in astrology and you have a particular interest in the moon, this course is made for you. It's 10 modules long. It's actually got about 10 hours of content, and it will teach you, not only will it teach you everything you need to know to work with your chart, it will actually help you look at other people's charts. And by the end of it, if you take me up on the Moonology certified course, you will actually be certified as a moonologist, which Donna actually mentioned that she was, which means that you can share moonology, you can teach moonology. I will give you the details of how to run a moonology workshop, how to do new moon readings, how to do full moon readings, And it's basically amazing. And we have hundreds of people, in fact, maybe thousands of people who've already done it. We've had definitely hundreds of people again signing up now. The link, if you're watching on Facebook, is above. And if you're listening on the radio and you can't see the link, you can also go to, and same if you're listening on Facebook, www.moonmessages.com/discount21. Discount 21, 21, the number's 21. Now, why discount 21? Is it a 21% discount? No, it's not. Is it a 31% discount? No, it's not. Is it a 41% discount? No, it's not. It's a 50% discount, but only if you buy the course before midnight Pacific time tonight. So that's about 8 a.m. before 8 a.m. Tomorrow UK time, or 7 p.m. tonight Australian time. You get 50% off, so you're saving about $200. Can't argue with that, I hope. So I really wanted to tell you about that, and I really wanted to kind of hone in on a few of the details, because I keep getting the "it's all in the details" card. So I thought, there's some of the details. So there you go. All right, so I hope you will take me up on that. moonmessages.com/discount 21, except it's a 50% discount in 2021. And yeah, people rave about the course. I actually put up a post of asking people what did they think of it, and people just raved about it. So there you go. All right, so let us see, what time is it now? Okay, we actually have time to take another call before we go to the break. Oh, look at this. I'm going to go to line 3, because the person on line 3 is Tess, and she seems to have been born in a place called Steamboat, Colorado. And I've never even heard of this place, so I'm going to have to look it up. Tess, are you there, Tess?
Hello, yes, I'm here.
How are you today?
Well, it's been a peaceful morning, and I'm grateful for that, because it's been very turbulent.
Very turbulent. Is your birthplace Steamboat?
Yes, it is.
And is that in Colorado, CO?
Yes, it is.
All right, because unfortunately I can't seem to find it. What's the nearest big town to Steamboat, Colorado? Or is it 2 words? Steamboat is 2 words, maybe.
No, it's one. Steamboat Springs, rather.
Steamboat. Let me try Steamboat Springs. Maybe that'll come up. Oh yeah, that worked. They only gave me Steamboat. Steamboat Springs, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I have interesting information for you about your chart. But tell me first, why has it been a difficult morning? I hope you're okay.
Well, I'm experiencing some really deep heartache over a relationship that I ended, and I'm having second thoughts about it. I mean, I got really clear about some standards and what I was experiencing. I received this guidance from Spirit about I'm stepping into a whole new way of honoring and valuing myself. And so I was like, okay, the way this person is being is not. And I'm just, I know the grief is a process, but I just want some guidance and if I should reevaluate being in the relationship, I guess.
So can I ask you to sum up for us, please, why you broke it off?
Well, things came to an abruption, and I wasn't feeling heard, and I wasn't getting the response over it from him that honors me.
Right. Okay. And you decided that was a deal breaker.
Yes, because, you know, in light of like my message from spirit, like a new way of honoring myself, just it didn't need it.
Right, right. Okay, well, it's a hard one. I was just looking at your chart. There's a new moon eclipse coming in Sagittarius, and you are Sagittarius, but you actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 planets and points in Capricorn. So you're very Capricornian as well. And you're coming up for your second Saturn return. I mean, basically, Tess, the new moon eclipse coming, and I keep getting messages not to keep going on about the new moon eclipse because, in fact, we have to deal with where we are now. But let me just say, universe, the new moon eclipse is actually in your second house, which is money, but it's also values and self-esteem and what you value. So if you really felt that you are not being heard, I mean, it depends. Like, maybe you needed to express yourself in a different way rather than just break up. But maybe you're not telling us the depths of difficulty you've had. And, if you felt you weren't being honored, I guess that's enough. You don't need to say any more. But the new moon eclipse is going to be in your self-esteem zone. So if you need to work on your self-esteem, you really have that coming, that's going to come for you quite soon. You also have the planet of chaos in your relationship zone. So there's a very good chance that, your relationships are going to be a little bit up and down at the moment. Shall I draw you a card? What you need to know about the situation with this guy?
Yes, that would be so great.
I'm so sorry to hear you feeling. Oh, interesting. So you got the full moon in Aquarius card, show the world the real you. Now, the way I would interpret that for you, Tess, is what do you think would happen if you went back to this guy and said, listen, I'm really missing you and I'm not sure I did the right thing. How are you doing? Do you think he'll say, well, too bad, it's done, goodbye? Or what do you think is going to happen?
I think that he doesn't want I know he doesn't want the relationship to end.
Right, and there was no abuse. Are you saying there was no abuse? I don't want to, Oh, wait. We'll be back after the break, Tess, because we seem to be going to the break. So we'll be back after the break. Sorry, Tess. It's a hard one.
Okay, break.
Did that come a little bit early, Louis?
No, it came at the same time it always does.
Oh, okay. All right. What time do we come back in? Is it 16:33, as always?
Yes. So 33 and 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So we got about a little bit over 3 minutes right now.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Somehow I don't have the thing that shows what time the break's coming, and I thought it was at 16:30, but it must be 16:29. Never mind. I'm a bit concerned about Tess. Can you put Tess on, please?
Yeah, sure. 1 second.
Elma Glasgow.
Okay, there she is.
How are you? Haven't seen you for a long while. Tess, are you there?
I am.
Tess, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I had to cut you off, but we have a break and it came and it kind of caught me by surprise, actually. Listen, so you're still on Facebook, but we're not on the radio. Are you saying that there was no abuse? Because I don't want to,
No, there's no abuse.
Right. And so when you had this message from Spirit, did you feel like it was a message to break up or a message to honor yourself, and you decided the best way to do that was to break up?
It was a way of honoring myself, and I was seeing how, what had transpired was not honoring me. And so
Can you give me any more details so I know what I'm dealing with here?
So I was, reaching out to him and was just, and we had spoken, and I was being compassionate and it wasn't being reciprocated. he was very angry still, and when I said, can you be compassionate, he said no. And I was like, okay, this is not honoring me.
It's a hard one because I'm looking at the card, the meaning of the card, which I did write, but I still need to refer to. And it says, allow life to unfold, even if change is a frightening prospect. So, like in your heart, if you know this guy is not right for you because he's not compassionate enough and you need that compassion, at the end of the day, yeah, you have to deal with, the feelings you're feeling. And it actually says detach a little from the situation that you're asking about. So it's a hard one because on the one hand, the thing is, if you've made up your mind, maybe it is better just to detach. I don't know. What do you think? What's your feeling? I'm going to try my other cards as well. What's your feeling? You want to get back with him, or you think you just need to go the distance?
I vacillate. I'm conflicted. I realized maybe, I clearly, I had an awareness, clearly I did not convey my boundaries fully.
6251-3555.
Going back on air.
16251-3555.
All right, I'm really asking that we get the right card for her.
Find out what's happening in the skies. Welcome back to Astrology with Yasmin.
So Tess and I have been talking a little bit over the break. Tess is saying she feels very conflicted. Pamela on Facebook has a great question for you, Tess. What would you tell a friend of yours if she were in the same situation? What would you say to a friend? Would you say get out, or would you say sort it out?
I'd say sort it out. Because regardless of where the relationship is going, there's some key things for healing and evolving for both of us.
And what would sorting it out look to you like if it was your friend that you were saying this to? What would sorting it out look like?
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know at this time.
Right. So I did actually draw you a card from my new deck, the manifestation deck. And this one makes even more sense in a way. It's breathe through the tension. So I think those two cards together are telling me you need to go through what you're feeling right now. Even if you do let him know that you're not feeling great, I don't think it's a call to just reunite with this guy. I think both the cards are telling you that you need to breathe through the tension. Get outdoors, calm your emotions. Certainly don't go back just because if the sex is good. Yeah, you're emotionally overheated. Listen, both the cards are basically saying the same thing. They're saying you're emotionally overheated right now and you need to breathe through the tension. And I think it means you have to feel all your feelings right now. It doesn't mean you can't get back together, but maybe he needs to be left to think about it a little bit more.
Okay. Thank you. And I have one other question. You had mentioned that there was a link that we could go to see what planets were in our houses. So you just said today, the new moon eclipse Sagittarius is going to be in my second house. What is that link to get that information to see which?
Yeah, so it is moonmessages.com/free chart, one word, free chart. It's a free chart and it will tell you which sign rules which house. So you can then look and find out, which houses, which are ruled by which signs.
Okay.
And I'm just going to finish, Tess, by saying Odette on Facebook sent you a really good message, one step at a time.
Okay.
Okay?
Well, thank you. It's very comforting.
All right, my darling, lots of love.
Thank you. Good luck to you.
You too. Take care of yourself. It's difficult. Breakups are just hideous, aren't they? All right, so let us talk about why, in fact, this week could be a little bit healing, even for Tess and her beloved ex. And I'll tell you why. There's a few reasons. For a start, we have the Sun and Mercury moving into the sign of Sagittarius this week. And this is inevitable because we're about to move into Sagittarius season. And if you don't know, Sagittarius is like the really cheery, happy, adventurous sign of the zodiac. And so when the Sun moves in there, we start to gear up for the season of goodwill, which is Christmas. And with Mercury, the mind planet, in there again, it's going to be a happier time. People are going to be cheerier. There's going to be more goodwill. There might be a bit of hot air because Sagittarius is a little bit of a hot air sign. But basically, it kind of like cheers things up, okay? And it also makes way for the coming new moon, which is an eclipse in the sign of Sagittarius, which I'll talk about in 2 weeks' time, because it's going to be very, very powerful for manifesting and powerful for 2022 as well, not just for the month ahead. But even more than that, because that's kind of good, even more than that, what we have is we have Saturn, the planet of hard work and karma and hard lessons and longevity and seriousness and stability, making a harmonious aspect to the planetoid Chiron, which is the wounded healer. Okay, so it's the planetoid that can heal things. But this is really important because it's actually one of the few outs that we have this year, 2021, which has been a difficult year for a lot of people, largely characterized by a series of rolling Saturn-Uranus clashes, okay, which started off in the beginning of the year when we actually had such a good example of what Saturn-Uranus is all about on the January 6th siege on the US Capitol. I'm not exactly sure what the politically correct name for that event was, but that's, that was people rising up against the government. And no matter which side of the fence you were on, it was very Saturn-Uranus. It was just, it was chaos, and it was the government under attack, and people mad as hell and not taking it anymore. And then we had a repeat of that link in the middle of the year, and now we are going to get one more. But it is the reason why a lot of people have found 2021 quite tough. And 2021, normally in astrology, you don't find that the years just sort of necessarily neatly bookend, a certain theme. But actually, for the last couple of years, they weirdly have, because obviously years are just a man-made thing. We decided that there are 365 or whatever, however many days in the year, 364 days in the year, and 12 months and all that, and it's all demarcated in that way. But the planets don't know what year it is, and they don't know that on December 31 it's the end of one year and January the 1st is the start of a new year. But for the past few years, they've actually bookended the years quite well. And in 2020, which was the year when the pandemic began, we had the absolute jolting astrology of Jupiter conjunct Pluto, which I'm afraid to say played out very much in the kind of the worst possible scenario. Jupiter being the planet of lots of, and Pluto being the planet of pandemics and death. And, obviously we had, the whole year, what were we all focused on every time we turned on the radio or the television? It was death. Thankfully, that doesn't happen very often, that alignment. And then this year, when everybody was hoping that after last year, which was so crappy, everyone's hoping this year would be easier, we've had this Saturn square Uranus series, which isn't over yet. But it will be over by the end of the year. And the one kind of really positive thing that's been going on in the stars this year has been a series of Saturn Chiron harmonious alignments, which offer us healing. So no matter where you are in your world, no matter what is going on in your world, it's very much time to look at how you can ease up the pain. You know, we just had Tess on the line, who's been through a lot of pain with this relationship. You know, try and think, okay, now is my time for healing. What is healing going to look like? And if you've been at odds with someone or in a dispute with someone, you know, as you move ahead now, try and think about what is going to be healing for that relationship, while still, as Tess was saying, honoring yourself. And remember, we are in the eclipse season right now. So it's very much a time to just let go, see what's going to happen. Eclipses are basically like, you know, sliding doors. Remember the movie Sliding Doors? Where things can change, you know, the doors open, you go through and you're into a new reality. And that's very much what eclipse season actually is. So let's take another call. Let's go to Pauline on line 1, I believe she is. Oh, she's actually on line 2. Hello, Pauline.
Hi, I'm so lucky. This is my second time, but this time I'm going to get a reading, I hope.
Yes, you are. How are you, Pauline?
I called you when my astrologer that I was working with lost her son, and she came back after a few months. It was a really beautiful thing that you guys sent her, that love, because she had her son committed suicide, and it was like really. I sort of walked away from everything after that. I sort of like secluded myself, and right now I just came out, and I know that I'm a Sag, and I think somebody looked at my chart. He looks up the Zerial. He says, "Oh, this is good for somebody. The lunar was really good for you." And he says, "Oh, can't wait for the new moon version." He says, "Oh my God, you got 5 planets in Sag," and I'm like, "Oh, this is Sidereal, so it might not come out the same way that you look at it. With your whole planet of your whole house chart, I think that's the one that you look up."
Yes, I do hold, but you don't have, whatever house system you use, you don't have 5 planets in Sag. You've got 2. Doesn't matter which system you use, any Western astrology. You've got the Sun and Mercury. You've got the Sun and Mercury in Sagittarius, and you've got Jupiter, Saturn, the Moon in Capricorn. You've got Venus and Chiron in Aquarius. You've got Mars in Cancer, Uranus in Leo, and Pluto in Virgo. That is your chart, young lady.
That explains why I was, Mars and Cancer. That explains why I have this pull to the moon. I mean, even I had a breakdown, and the moon affected me big time.
Right.
I went nutty during certain years.
Right. Well, yeah, and you've actually got a nice thing in your chart, actually. You've got...
Astrology plus, because I love ceremony, and I want to get involved in my labyrinth again, creating labyrinth. And that ceremony with the moon, oh boy, that's going to be really powerful.
Yeah. Right. So what, you're going to do my course?
Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm just signing up today. I just wanted to see what, I noticed they even offered your diary. I don't know if they really had it in stock. I meant to order it. I was waiting to do everything at once.
Yeah, no, there's still my diary. My diary will probably, hopefully sell out like it has done for the last few years, but not usually till sort of December, January. The course, if you're going to do it and you want to pay $200 instead of $400, you have to order, I think within the next, let me see, how many hours have you got? You've got about 14 hours left to get the 50% off and get it for $200 instead of $400.
Yeah, I already know that. That's why I was double checking to make sure it was. That's why I wanted to get on your show today, to make sure it wasn't yesterday at midnight that I was supposed to have done it.
Yeah.
Make sure I had it right.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I mean, I don't know what you're seeing, but I guess I had more things in Capricorn, which is good for business. I'm hoping that means my business. I haven't started anything yet. I've been on hiatus. I used to do healing work, but now I've been working on me big time. So I think soon I'll be able to come out.
Well, it's a good time for you to be working on your business because Saturn's approaching your Venus. So when that happens, if you've been working hard, you'll get some kind of financial stability. But if you haven't been working hard and you've just been living off a wing and a prayer, it could be when things start to get a little bit tricky. So it's a very good time for you to start working hard on your business, Pauline.
Mm-hmm. I've been putting foundations in it because I never does the actual action yet, and I've been researching and everything. And now I have probably even mentors that can help me, as you know, if I get coaching, having the money to do all this, then I can probably really go big time.
Good. I've got you a card. You've got this card. Cool your emotions. So whatever you do, try and go slow and steady towards your goals.
Thank you.
You are so welcome. You are so welcome. All right. Well, thank you for calling in, Pauline. Let's see if we can take another call because I'd love to get a few more calls in. 816-251-3555 is the number to call. 816-251-3555. Let us go to let's go to Wendy. Wendy's on line 5. Are you there, Miss Wendy?
Hello, Yasmin.
Hello, Wendy. How are you?
I'm even better now that I'm talking with you.
So
my stars are getting much brighter.
Yes, they are. Where are you, Wendy?
I'm in Miami, Florida.
And how long have you lived there?
I've lived here 30 years, but prior to that, I was born in Venice, Italy.
Yes, I saw that. That's kind of exciting. Are your parents Italian or did they just happen to be in Venice when you popped out?
My mom is Italian and my father was American. He was stationed in Italy. He was in the military and he met my mom there. And he fell in love at first sight and I grew up translating.
Ah, fantastic. Well, my dad was in the military. He was in Germany when I was born. So there we go. All right. So I'm looking at your chart and you are, you're a Cancerian like me, but you're actually a closet Virgo. You've actually got 5 planets and points in Virgo. So you are Cancerian, but you're also very Virgo. And you've actually got Uranus right on your Saturn-Venus midpoint at the moment. So what can I tell you about? What would you like to know? Love, money, work, travel, study, adventure. What do you want to know?
I really would like to know about money for 2022.
Okay, and how's the money going? Is there chaos in your finances right now?
With the pandemic, and then I recently got a job about a few months ago, and so I'm just looking forward to 2022.
And what's your job?
I work at the university.
Okay, because you've got quite a good job to work online at the moment or do something in technology or digital or something like that.
Yes.
Right. So basically what's going on for you with money right now is there could be little shake-ups going on, and it's a very good time for you to be, being smart with money, putting money aside for a rainy day. Not that a rainy day will definitely come, but it's just sort of like almost appease the money gods by being smart when it comes to money and putting money aside. One thing that might really work for you right now is a little, what we call in England, a direct debit. I don't know if that's what you call it in the States, but where basically the bank takes, 5, 10, 20, 30, 50, 100, whatever you can afford every week and puts it into a separate account so that you have like an automatic savings account. That would really work well for you right now. Not because anything terrible is going to happen, but it really is a time for you where it can be a bit of a roller coaster when it comes to money. So the more you can protect yourself, the better. You've got Saturn and Jupiter in your 8th house of cash. And, that suggests, again, you need to plod slowly but surely towards your financial goals. And you do have the stars on your side right now. But again, it really, for you, I feel like the big thing for you financially is to be smart and to go slow and steady towards your financial goals. What do you think about that?
For myself.
Huh? What did you say?
And to protect me from myself.
Right. You like spending, do you?
Well, I tend to be very generous and, to a fault. So I need to curb that spending.
Yes.
Particularly with the new year. I mean, the holidays coming. you know, I tend to be overly generous with people. So I just need to curb that and be mindful that, you know, I need to put money away for me too.
Yes, you do. You've got Leo, the sign of generosity, on your money box. So that explains that. So in fact, I don't know if you're watching on Facebook, anyone who's watching on Facebook will have seen this, or if you're watching the replay, just rewind, you'll see it. A card literally jumped out for you while I was shuffling. In fact, these new manifestation cards of mine, they are very jumpy cards. There's always a card jumping out. So you actually got a card that says, find a balance. Find a balance. Now, I think that's interesting in the light of what you were just saying about being too generous. Okay, so maybe you need to find a balance when it comes to money. Let's have a look. Oh, here we go. Focusing on your own wants and needs is understandable. We all need to look after ourselves. However, this card also suggests you need to find a balance between what you need and what someone else needs. Walk a mile in their shoes. Once you understand where they're coming from and why, you can take action. If you've been through a worrying time, including regarding your health, this card reminds you to find the right people for help. Make up your own mind about a situation. Find a balance between your own needs and what you do for others. Okay, so remember, we are all co-creating. So getting other people on your side is a win-win outcome. And call on the goddess Lakshmi, who's the Hindu goddess associated with love and abundance. Ask Lakshmi to come into your life and help you to boost your finances. That will really help you as well.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Yasmin. As always, you are enlightening and really helpful. Thank you so much. I really enjoy your manifestation cards. They are right on the money.
Okay, well, have a look. Have a look at the full moon in Libra card. Have a look at that card, okay? Because if you get a message, especially like this in front of, you know, potentially thousands of people by the time the show gets broadcast and rebroadcast, it means something. So like in terms of this thing about not being too generous, it's like be generous with others, but also be generous with yourself. It's really important to like really get the meaning of what that message is.
Okay, I will meditate on it, and since I have the deck as well, I will look at the guidebook and maybe perform some of the rituals that you have included, and look at the crystals that maybe I could be using.
It's the full moon in Libra. It's Jasmine in your essential oils, and call in Lakshmi. It's page 92 in the booklet.
Okay, thank you.
You are so welcome, Wendy. Lots and lots of love.
You too.
So thanks, Wendy. So for those of you who have just joined me, we're nearly at the end. I do want to talk just a little bit about the waning cycle. But before I do that, I want to give one last reminder. There are now something like 14 or 13, number of the goddess, hours until my Moonology certification course goes off sale. If you're on the fence and you're thinking, oh, maybe I should do it, I don't know, or maybe I'd like to work with the moon, maybe I want to change my life, oh, I'm not sure if I've got the time, I've got the money. You can do the course at your own pace. It's all pre-recorded, though I will be doing live webinars in the first couple of weeks after it goes off sale. And as I said, it's 50% off. You will get to know about things such as how to make new moon wishes that work, how to do full moon forgiveness and why it's so important, what to do at the quarter moon, why the moon is a cosmic timer, what all those harvest moons and pink moons and strawberry moons mean, how to tell when the moon is void of course, what does that even mean and why is it so important. There is so much in this course, so much. It's honestly amazing, and you could get it for 50% off, but only if you order in the next 13 hours, and then the discount goes away. But yeah, you can and also how to manifest with the moon, moon manifestation 101. And also if you work as a healer or a coach or a Reiki person or a massage person or a yoga teacher or a herbalist or anything in the kind of the healing wellness space, you will be certified. You can get certified as a moonologer, and you will be allowed to create your own moonology practice. I even give you details on how to do new moon readings for people, how to do full moon readings for people, which you can charge for. How to do new moon and full moon workshops online or in person. It really is everything you need if you want to work with the moon, and also if you want to take your healing business to the next level with the moon, because this stuff works. It really, really works. Okay, I just want to finish by saying that we are in the waning cycle. We are in the waning cycle. So what does that actually mean? It means it's time to let go. Let go. All right, let's take one last caller because we can just fit them in. Janet, I see you there. Are you there, Miss Janet? Hello, hello.
Yes, Janet.
How are you, Janet? We don't have long.
Okay. Yes, did you have any moments astrologically, any advice regarding my relationship with my husband?
Let's have a quick look. How's it going? What's happening? Obviously, something's not working.
Yeah, we've been married for 17 years, and we kind of are finding ourselves, we keep disappointing each other because we don't have the same ideas of how to spend time, and it's been something that's bringing us apart because we don't really agree on so many aspects of how we spend our time and even our money.
Okay. All right, I'm having a very quick look. Okay, so there's a new cycle starting for you regarding how you spend your time. That's starting next month. So maybe you're going to be a little bit more in tune with your husband, or he's going to be a bit more in tune with you. I think what I need to do is I need to draw you a card. But you do have Pluto in your love zone. So now can be a time where there will be upheaval in your relationship. And if you want to get a good outcome with your husband, you have to look for a win-win situation, okay? What's the win-win outcome for you? All right, I'm just going to do you a card because we've only got about 30 seconds left. All right, let's go. Oh, beautiful card you got here, Janet. You got the New Moon in Libra card, which actually says, know you are loved. So maybe you need to get back to love a bit in the relationship. Know you are loved by your husband, and together, especially with the help of the new moon eclipse in your daily life zone coming up, maybe you can actually work things out and just change your routines a bit, and he changes his a bit. Will you have a go at that for me?
Thank you so much, Yasmin.
Know you are loved. Couldn't be a better card. All right, guys, that's it for another week. I will see you back here this time next week. Lots and lots of love. Thanks, Louis. See you later. Oh, I think he's gone. Thanks, everybody. I'm just going to do a card for everybody who's watching. This is for whoever has stayed here and who's watching live. So think of your question. It's a card for you if you're watching the live. Hey! Prosperity lies ahead. There you go. Aren't you glad you stayed? All right, guys. On that note, I'll see you later. Ciao, ciao.